was going to tell you, when you so rudely interrupt me, said Uncle Andrew, that I did at last find out a way of doing the return journey. The green rings draw you back, but Polly has not to, got a green ring. No, said Uncle Andrew with a cruel smile. Then she came back, shouted Tickley. And it's exactly the same as if you murdered her. She can get back, said Uncle Andrew. If someone else will go after her, wearing a yellow ring himself and taking two green rings, one to bring himself back and one to bring her back. Huh? One to bring himself back and one to bring her back. Oh. And now, of course, Diggory saw the trap in which he was caught, and he stared at Uncle Andrew, saying nothing, with his mouth wide open. His cheeks had gone very pale. I hope, said Uncle Andrew presently in a very high and mighty voice, just as if he were a perfect uncle who had given one a hand, some tip and some good advice. I hope, Diggory, you are not given the showing the white feather. I should be very sorry to think that anyone of our family had not enough honor and chivalry apa itu nggak tahu to go to the aid over a lady in distress. Oh, shut up, said Diggory. If you had any honor and all that, you'd be going yourself, but I know you won't. All right, I see I've got to go. But you are a beast. I suppose you planned the whole thing, so that she go without knowing it, and then I'll have to go after her. Of course, said Uncle Andrew with his hateful smile. Very well, I'll go, but there's one thing I jolly well mean to say first. I didn't believe in magic till today. I see now it's real. Well, if it is, I suppose all the old fairy tales are more or less true, and you're simply a weak, cruel magician like the ones in the stories. Well, I've never read a story in which people of that sort were paid out in the end, and I bet you will be, and serve you right. Of all the things Diggory had said, this was the first that really went home. Uncle Andrew started, and there came over his face a look of such horror that, beast that he was, you could almost feel sorry for him. But a second later he smoothed it all away and said with a rather forced laugh, well, well, I suppose that is a natural thing for a child to think, brought up among women, as you have been, old wives' tales, eh? I don't think you need worry about my danger, Diggory. Wouldn't it be better to worry about the danger of your little friend? She's been gone some time. If there are any dangers over there, well, it will be a pity to arrive a moment too late. A lot you care, said Diggory fiercely. But I'm sick of this job. What have I got to do? You really must. Ah? Ah! Panas? You really must learn to control the temper of yours, my boy, said Uncle Andrew coolly. Otherwise, you'll grow up to be just like your own lady. Now, attend to me. He got up, put on a pair of gloves, and walked over the tray that contained the rings. They only work, he said, if they actually touching your skin. Wearing gloves, I can pick them up like this, and nothing happens. If you carry one in your pocket, nothing will happen. But of course, you have to be careful not to put your hand in your pocket and touch it by accident. The moment you touch a yellow ring, you vanish out of this world. When you are in the other place, I expect, of course, this has not been tested yet, but I expect that the moment you touch a green ring, you vanish out of that world, and I expect Reparentis. Now I take these two greens and drop them into your right hand pocket. Remember very carefully which pocket the greens are in. G for green and R for right. G, R. You see? Which are the first two letters of green? One for you and one for the little girl. Now you pick up a yellow one for yourself. I shall put it on your finger. If I were you, there'll be less chance of dropping it. Igor had almost picked up the yellow ring when he suddenly checked himself. Look here, he said. What about mother? Supposing she asks where I am. The sooner you go, the sooner you'll be back, said Uncle Andrew cheerfully. But you don't really know whether I can get back. Uncle Andrew shrugged, nggak tahu apa, his shoulders. Walked across to the door, unlocked it, threw it open, and said, "Oh, very well then, just as you please. Go down and have your dinner. Leave the little girl to be eaten by wild animals or drowned or starve in the other world or lost there for good, if that's what you prefer. It's all one to me. Perhaps before tea time you better drop in on Miss Plummer and explain that she'll never see her daughter again because you were afraid to put on a ring. By gum, said Igori. Don't I just wish I was big enough to punch your head? Then he buttoned up his coat, took a deep breath, and picked up the ring. And he thought then, as he always thought afterward too, that he could not decently have done anything else.